You know that feeling, right? That mix of nerves and excitement on the first day of a new job. You're just hoping you made the right call. But here's the thing. How a company handles that first impression, that first week, it says everything. And you'd be shocked how many companies get it completely disastrously wrong. So today, let's talk about the roadmap to getting it right. Because, and I'm not exaggerating here, when onboarding goes wrong, it's not just a little awkward, it can be a full-blown crisis for the business. The stakes are incredibly high, and honestly, the costs are even higher.
I mean, just think about that for a second. 1 out of every 5 people who go through all the interviews, get excited about the offer, and accept the job, they quit almost as soon as they start. It's a massive, widespread problem, and it almost always points back to one single thing: a terrible onboarding experience.
Yep, 20%. That number is just staggering. And the really shocking part is the time frame we're talking about. All of this turnover, it's happening within the first 45 days. That's such a critical window where companies are either building loyalty or, well, literally showing people the door. And this isn't just a feelings or morale issue, this is a serious financial problem. The average cost to find, interview, and hire a replacement for that person who just walked out, it's about $4,000. That's a ton of money just vanishing into thin air, all because of a bad first impression. So how do we fix this incredibly costly mess? Well, the answer isn't another binder or a boring checklist. It's a powerful, strategic solution that we call the onboarding roadmap. And it's all about building a solid foundation for long-term success. So what is an onboarding roadmap really? It's pretty much what it sounds like, a clear, structured plan. But the key is to think of it as a guided journey. It completely transforms the experience from that chaotic, stressful info dump into an intentional process that makes new hires feel valued and confident from the second they say yes. And this really shows the two different worlds, doesn't it? You've got the classic bad onboarding, which is basically a mountain of paperwork and a confusing sink or swim attitude. Or you can create a guided journey, a warm welcome that is designed from the ground up to set people up for success. The difference is night and day. And the results? Well, they pretty much speak for themselves. Companies that nail this see an incredible 82% improvement in retention. People actually stay. And not only that, they get up to speed way faster with a 70% boost in productivity. These are not small numbers, folks. This is a total game changer. Okay, so where does this journey actually start? You might be surprised to hear this, but the most effective roadmaps, they begin long before a new hire even walks through the door for the first time. A perfect start really has 4 key ingredients. First up is pre-boarding. Get all that tedious paperwork done online before day 1. It just gets rid of so much first-day stress. Second, preparation. This sounds so simple, but you'd be shocked how many companies fail here. Just have their laptop, email, and logins ready to go. Third is the welcome. A genuinely warm greeting, introductions, and a buddy they can ask questions to is huge. And finally, orientation. This is where you connect them to the big picture, the mission, the values, and most importantly, a clear plan for their first 90 days. So day 1 was a huge success. But you're not done yet, not even close. The absolute best onboarding programs understand that this whole thing is a marathon, not a sprint. And those first few weeks are where you really build lasting momentum. A really popular and effective model for this is the 90-day journey. By day 30, the goal is for the new hire to have the basics down. By day 60, they're starting to take ownership and work more independently. And by day 90, they should be fully productive and starting to hit their goals. It's a step-by-step process that builds both skill and confidence. But as people are getting access to all your company's systems and information, there is another piece of onboarding that is absolutely 100% critical, and that's security. Because an untrained employee, no matter how talented or well-intentioned, can accidentally become a huge risk to the entire organization. The data on this is just crystal clear. A massive 74% of data breaches involve what they call the human element. Simple mistakes, falling for a phishing email. It's why making security training a core part of onboarding isn't just a good idea, it is an absolute necessity for protecting your business. Okay, so you've built this fantastic program. Job done, right? Well, not quite. The final piece of the puzzle is making sure it stays great. A truly successful roadmap isn't static. It evolves and becomes a real strategic advantage. The real key is to treat your onboarding as a living, breathing process. You have to ask for feedback, send surveys to new hires and their managers, look at the performance data. Are people ramping up faster? Use all of that information to constantly tweak, refine, and improve the journey for the next person. And when you do all that, the payoffs are just immense. You get that 82% boost in retention and that 70% increase in productivity. But it goes beyond the numbers. You're also strengthening your security, reinforcing your company culture, and building deep, lasting commitment from your people. So, I'll leave you with this final question to chew on. When you really look at how your company welcomes new people, is it just a process? A checklist you have to get through? Or have you actually built a true strategic advantage that sets every single person up for success from day one?